There, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the month of June 2016. So this month I'm going to try something different. Definitely let me know what you think. These should be a little bit longer video-wise and maybe have more detail for you. So uh, what I did is I split up the cards into different sections, and your first section is the main area of focus for June, which is you have the Four of Diamonds starting it off. Four of Diamonds is a great card, so it's a card of new jobs, new businesses, new things, even traveling, needing to travel, planning a vacation, needing a vacation, thinking about vacation, all sorts of things like that. It's also a card of more money coming in to your house in a lot of ways, so it's a great card for that. And but it is a card of being patient as well. It's a card of like allowing things to come in. So definitely, take your time and don't rush things. With this card, I mean, it's a great card, but at the same time, it is a card where if things are getting good for us, sometimes we can like rush and try to get going faster. So it's a card of not allowing that to happen. Also, like if you're starting a business or something like that and things are going really well, sometimes when things go really well, we can get a little bit lazy again and we cannot, keep that momentum going. So this is definitely a card of being patient and keeping the momentum going and whatever success you're seeing. So definitely keep that in the back of your mind, but it's still a really positive card. Next, you have the Ace of Clubs here, and the Ace of Clubs is a great card, and probably my favorite card in the deck, actually. It's a very good, positive card, all about communications, hearing messages, and having messages come to you. Definitely a very intuitive month if we look at everything else as well, so trust your intuition this month for sure. Any messages you hear, it's even a card to like pay attention to what people are telling you, too, because you never know what you might hear from people, but this is a card of abundance, abundance coming to you in all areas of your life, and a lot of things kind of like opening up to you as well. So a really great card for more abundance. And next, you have the Six of Clubs. So definitely a great month to learn new things, to keep learning, and trust your intuition. Six of Clubs is sometimes called the Prophet, so it's definitely a card of using your intuition, trusting your intuition, figuring out, things with your intuition. It's also a great card for business. It represents growth and things growing. And again, a great card for education and learning. So any of you that are learning could be, really great month to read some extra books or to take some online courses or to, even take school courses and things like that, because you could learn a lot this month from those things. Next, in the area of love, you start off with the Seven of Hearts. So some of you might be having some doubts in relationships if you're in a relationship, or some of you might even be feeling a lack of love in general if you don't have a relationship. Seven of Hearts is about developing more, in love. It is a card of kind of being more social, meeting more people, and it can even represent the, I'm not gonna lie, some of you are maybe going to be breaking up this month if you are in a relationship. I would say that if you are one of those people who's going to be breaking up this month, it's already, you'd already know. It's not going to be a surprise. It's definitely something that you've been feeling for a while. Just so you know. So I don't want people to worry. If you're in a positive relationship, it's probably going to stay positive, just so you know. But this can also be a card of a quick relationship, one that doesn't last. So some of you might even get into a relationship and it might not last very long. But the trick here, again, is to be more social. And the next card you have is the Seven of Diamonds. Again, definitely if you're struggling in love this month or you're looking for a relationship, these two sevens here want you to go out, meet new people, talk to new people, and try to meet as many people as you possibly can. If you already are in a relationship, this card could represent financial issues coming between you. I would say for those of you who are in a relationship already, definitely just avoid arguments at all costs with these two sevens. And if you can do that, you'll be fine. Nothing will happen. If you just don't argue and just avoid arguments at all costs with those cards, and you'll be totally fine. If you can just keep the communication going, things will go very well for you. But next here in love as well, you do have the Two of Spades, which can be a breakup card of separating away. Again, what I'm feeling for you this month is if you are going to be breaking up with somebody, it's already happening. It's already kind of in the process of happening. You probably already don't feel that great about the relationship anyway, so it's probably due. if any of you do get into arguments, this is a card of being, the thing with the card is it can be fixed. It's a card of needing to be diplomatic, needing to see both sides of a situation and not arguing. So definitely, again, for those of you that are in a relationship, watch the arguing. I would say for those of you that are not in a relationship, this is actually a good card for that, because it is a card of like looking at the other side and seeing what it is that they would be interested in. So, you know, a lot of you could be making changes to yourself to be more interesting to the opposite sex or the same sex, whatever, or, you know, or to somebody that you're interested in. Maybe you could be looking at what you could do to make yourself, you know, more available or more attractive to that person. It's a good card for like improvements and things like that. So I like to see that. Next, in the area of money, business, and finances and things like that, you start off with the Ten of Spades. So Ten of Spades definitely represents difficulties in the past with those areas, with finance and things like that, and trying to fix those areas. A lot of you could have already been fixing those areas, already like working on finance, working on clearing up old debts, thinking about those things. But this is definitely a card of, you know, going through the meat grinder and really dealing with a lot financially, having a lot of financial issues, thinking about those things, maybe having some of those old fears come up this month, maybe, you know, thinking about it, and or maybe just, you know, Ten of Spades is a card of transformation, so it's a very positive card. It says you're transforming out of that area. But a lot of you could be looking at better ways to, you know, save more money, to make sure that you don't get in debt again, and things like that. So again, it's a very positive card for making those changes. Next, you have the Nine of Diamonds, another really good financial card. It's a good financial card of endings as well, and you know, it represents an ending to those difficult periods of time. So I really like to see that. You have a lot of good positive change around finance in this reading. So you know, that's really positive. This can even represent a big check coming to you. So some of you might be receiving like an inheritance or just a large check this month. Maybe you're selling something. So that's really nice. The Nine of Diamonds, I always say, is a card of newness. So it can represent new things coming to you, new job opportunities, new business opportunities, opportunities to travel, even opportunities to save money to travel. And so that's really nice. And it's also a good card to spend money. You know, sometimes being financially responsible does require us to spend money. The example I always use is like if maybe your car's making a weird noise or something like that, and you should probably spend the money to fix it now, because if you don't, then it could cost a lot more later. And that's what this card is all about. It's about maybe needing to spend a little bit of money now as well, so that something bigger and much worse doesn't happen down the road. But next you have the Ace of Hearts. So a lot of you could be feeling really good around finances. This is a card of just feeling really positive, feeling really good. It's a card of changes. You know, Aces of Hearts and Tens of Hearts and cards like that are sometimes called like fortune after difficulty. So they can represent, you know, good things happening to you financially after a difficult period of time, which is really nice. And it's also a card, Aces are also cards. You have two Aces. So Aces are cards of listening and hearing messages. So a lot of you could be hearing messages and things like that about better finances coming in, or better financial opportunities coming to you, which would be really nice. But this is also a card of the home. So a lot of you maybe financially are fixing up the home, making changes to the home, maybe moving, because maybe that could help you financially. It's also a card of marriage, so a lot of you could be getting married, so you know, that's also financially, if you're combining income or something like that, could be very beneficial. But it's a really great card for feeling really good. Next, for spirituality and your emotions, and how you're feeling this month, you have the King of Clubs coming up first. Very intuitive card, so definitely trust your intuition this month, in all ways, and definitely, you know, just trust your intuition. This is a card also of being very honest. So be honest this month. Be very open. And, you know, what I'm getting for you this month is be open to, you know, other people's ideas. There's definitely a message coming to you. There's a strong, just looking around here again, you know, there's a strong communication element for you this month. So definitely be open to other people's ideas. Maybe somebody you consider a leader or a boss or something. Or maybe even a mentor. It could be a male or female. and maybe they'd have something good for you. Next, you have the Nine of Spades, which actually spiritually is a very good card to come up in an area of spirituality, because normally this card does have to do with disappointments, but actually Spades cards do represent spirituality, and again, this is coming up in your area of spirituality, so it's a great spiritual card of being very spiritual. It is a card of disappointments, but again, coming up in this section for spirituality, it would have more to do with looking at past disappointments that happened to you, which there is a lot of maybe reminiscing going on here, thinking back to old difficult periods of time, and maybe you're looking at like new ways to fix those things, so that's very good. And also a lot of you could be looking at how those difficulties helped you grow spiritually, maybe made some better improvements spiritually because of those difficult times. And next you have the Ten of Diamonds, again for spirituality, and Ten of Diamonds here, it is a card of prosperity, but it is a card of traveling as well, so maybe some of you are making spiritual, traveling spiritually, things like that. Or maybe a lot of you are just becoming more giving. This card can have a lot to do with giving spiritually and things like that. Maybe you want to help other people out. And also, I want to stress too that that doesn't necessarily mean giving money either. I mean, a lot of you could be giving your time, helping other people out, giving somebody a piece of valuable advice or something like that that could help them out. So a lot of you might be doing that with this card as well. And finally, I just pull a card for anything that the cards want to tell you, and you have the Five of Diamonds. Five of Diamonds is an amazing card for starting new things, starting new businesses, starting new projects, starting new relationships, basically anything you want to start. This is kind of like a card of just kind of do it and get out there and do what you need to do. It's a very good card for those of you who are entrepreneurs. There's a lot of good cards for you, those of you who are in business or working as well. This card can also represent a settlement as well, and you had the whatever card that was, the Knight of Diamonds, which can represent a large chunk of money coming to you. So if any of you are involved in anything legal, a lot of you could see like some sort of settlement or big, chunk of money coming to you. This is also a card of messages. Definitely stay open to messages from people this month. You never know what you could hear. But it looks like an awesome month. So thank you for watching and enjoy your June.